Hello there, welcome to another talk, another meditation, and this is part of a 3-part series. I've got on my website, the bottom of my categories, there's a part series page, and for talks where I have more than one part, they're all, I put them there. And all my new talks, my latest talks, are always at the top of the homepage at lovelightfamily.com. But yeah, this is part of a 3-part series, spirit/soul walking, which a lot of people don't talk about. I've only I can remember, I know one that does it, but not many talk about this. And what people call the Holy Spirit, it's not the Holy Spirit talking to him, it's a deceased person. And I said this in the last part as well. That's what it is. It's people on the other side who wish to help. Because, and what they look for is someone who, what they're ideally looking for is someone who is like a twin soul. There's certain spirits that are like a twin spirit or a twin soul. I'm not talking about twin flames, twin soul. And that's what they look for. It's like last week, I said this in the first part as well of this talk, a few weeks ago, maybe now, and there was a guy, a music journalist, who was doing a talk, and he had similar facial features to John Lennon, and he spoke just like John Lennon. And John Lennon everyone's got a unique spirit, and I just knew that's John Lennon. And that's because what the spirits look for is they look for someone who, like I say, is like an extension of them. And I'm not, I think for anyone going through this, I watch some tarot readers, and there's one that I watch, and if there's a celebrity, making contact with you, if you feel that's happening, you got to be careful how you word it, because when you mention, I know there's no fame in the spirit realm, but if you say stuff like that, if you say things like, I'm making, like one psychic I watched, she said she should make contact with Martin Luther King. Now, to most people, that's just it sounds too crazy, It's like at the start of my awakening, I believed I was Elvis Presley. I literally believed it, and and what I think happened is I think that spirit made contact with me. And yeah, it sounds crazy, and you got to watch how you say it, but I do, because these people are in the spirit world now, and they want to make a difference. Now, that might sound crazy, but the psychic that I watched, she believed that Martin Luther King made contact with her, but when you say that, it just sounds crazy. But I do believe that the King made contact with me. It was around the start of my awakening, and there was so much going on in the awakening. there was so much going on in the awakening, but so much. I mean, I was going through so much in that awakening, so much was going on. But now I look back at it, I do believe that, I think that spirit was made aware of the fact that I was going through this awakening, and I think he made contact. And I believe that I think if I could manifest the spirits that work with me, it would fill up a room. And I believe this is the case for people that are, everyone calls themselves chosen nowadays. But the genuine chosen ones, 144,000, are those people that have had these big, unexpected spiritual awakenings out of nowhere. You did nothing to get the awakening. You didn't know it was going to happen. You didn't try to get it. You didn't know anything about it. That's the chosen ones. And spirits are contacting these people. And they're working with them. And it's not one, and but like I say, when you mention a celebrity, like that tarot reader that I said believes that she contacted Martin Luther King, and that just, it's like with me when I say, I contacted Elvis, it just sounds crazy. But when I look back at that experience, I was going through this awakening, and all of a sudden I started to get Elvis Presley in my mind all the time. And but some people would probably say, oh, but you're a fan of Elvis, so you want that to be true. So, and that's the reason why, I don't talk too much about that. But I believe, I know that I've got a team of spirits. And I think this happens to the chosen ones, the genuine chosen ones. Because, like I say, everyone's calling themselves that. It's getting ridiculous now. But yeah, the chosen ones are those people like me. I was 24, I did nothing, and I had this big, unexpected spiritual awakening. That's the proper chosen ones. I did nothing. I didn't know it was going to happen when it did, And I remember in the garden, the Elvis Presley thing. All of a sudden, I started to get images of Elvis Presley. And remember, I'm going through so much, so my mind's not thinking of anything. I've got I was being rebirthed. I was going through a Kundalini / spiritual awakening, a rebirth. Didn't know why it was happening, didn't know, and so you're not going to think of a famous person, are you? And the information that I got at that time regarding that particular spirit is that he was going around looking for all different people. So it's not just me he's working with. But there are a lot of times what they really look for is they're looking to extend themselves. That's what they're looking to do. Spirit is looking to extend themselves. And yeah, you got to be careful what you say, as well, because, like I say, when you mention a celebrity, you're making contact. You're making contact with celebrities. That to a lot of people, it's just too far out. It's just too crazy to them, and they probably think it is all in your head. Maybe it is. But at the same time, if a spirit's going to contact you, it would make sense for them to contact a fan. Someone that wants to be like them. That would make sense also, wouldn't it? Elvis Presley or Martin Luther King are not going to contact someone who's, totally not into them. But yeah, these people, you don't die, and these people are doing that. And who they're doing it with is these people that have had these unexpected spiritual awakenings. The chosen people, like I say, they are real, but it's getting ridiculous now. So many people, I'm chosen, next person, I'm chosen, next person. And that's why the system doesn't stand a chance. Because this awakening is taking over people. And that's why the system can't win. But back to the topic in hand, yeah, that's what these spirits look for. It's like last week I had an experience. What happened was, all of a sudden I had the singer Michael Hutchence in my awareness. And then something was urging me to look up In Excess and Paula Yates I discovered as well. And I then came to the realization that it wasn't Michael Hutchence contacting me. Because it was a female energy. And I believe that female energy was a person that was called Paula Yates. And I've got her autobiography now in a cabinet in the house. And, well, that spirit is so powerful that you might say that's all in your head, but I'm not someone that reads books. I read one book this year. Well, I've not read it yet, but it's the Satanic Bible, which it's really good. And it's not Satanism or anything like that. It's just basically, it's really like self-empowerment. It's not sacrifice of children or anything like that. It's not Satanism. But I never read any books since I was little, so maybe Anton LaVey contacted me. But when I think of Anton LaVey, I think he would have lots of people. The Paula Yates thing is, I feel that particular spirit, you don't have to call her Paula Yates if that's too much, just say a female spirit. I think this particular spirit that contacted me last week is looking for someone to extend herself. Right? So it might not even be Paula Yates, it might just be a female spirit. Because I'm not a medium, I can't, what will happen with, I don't get messages like a medium does. What happens with me, they've got to work with me very closely. Because I'm not as sensitive as like a medium would be. But I know when I'm having flashes of someone in my awareness, I know that they're trying to make contact with me. But a medium would get, is more powerful than I am regarding communicating with spirit. But the spirit walking is where they're not. It's like it sounds, but it's not exactly. It sounds like someone's walking into your body, but it's more like a situation where, imagine Mr. Miyagi and Karate Kid, and you're Karate Kid, and the spirit is Mr. Miyagi. And the Paula Yates thing that happened last week, and I've got so many different spirits that help me. At the start of my awakening, when I was 24, 10 years ago, I had a vision and I saw black people, saw children, all the different spirits that were helping me. Because remember, the chosen ones on the other side knows about the chosen ones. It knows about the people that are meant for this pathway. It was decided before they were born. So spirits on the other side know who they are. There are advisors on the other side. And they will say, well, there's this person here that's going through this awakening. These are the chosen ones. But like I say, back to what I was saying earlier, every man and his brother is calling themselves chosen now. And there's only supposed to be 144,000. But it's symbolic, they'll have his name on their forehead. That means that, it'll be obvious who they are. They'll have his name, Christ, consciousness, written on their forehead. And that's, like I say, these people that had these big awakenings out of nowhere. Interesting thing about Anton LaVey, a few years ago I started getting images of him also. And then I got into that book, and that's the first book I've read since I was a little kid. I just don't read books. And now I've got Paula Yates' book. Now, the fact that I don't read books, and I've read that book this year, that tells, I believe Anton LaVey did contact me. And I believe that many spirits are working with not just me, but genuine people that are the chosen ones. I think that it's like they have a team of chosen ones from the other side, and spirit is working with them. And spirit is developing them and it's spirit's way of and what, like I said, like I keep harping on about, that spirit looks for someone that is like their twin soul. And this female spirit had contacted me that last week. That's what it felt like. With Elvis, it didn't seem like that, but when you say the word Elvis, you know, I understand that it does sound insane. Like that psychic I mentioned that believes she was contacting Martin Luther King. But remember, like I say, the spirit world knows who the chosen ones are. You know, and it's different when you contact a medium, that's for messages, but when you're wanting to do a spirit walking, it's about development of that person you're working with, an extension of yourself also. But I'm just going to leave it there. For latest updates, talks, news, research, and much more, please do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you.